Well, I am super excited to be bringing you the Atari today. If you knew me or any of my brothers growing up, you know we were video game nuts. Now, I never played the Atari personally, so I'm actually really excited to jump in and learn a little more about... Yeah, buddy, I'm recording for the intro.
Can I build the Atari, please?
Dude, it's over 2,500 pieces. This isn't a good one for you to build.
But, Dad, I've never built a Lego this big, but I would really like to.
Dude, this literally will take you over 10 hours.
I still think I can.
You think you can build this?
Yes.
The whole thing?
Yes.
It's all yours.
Well, let's dive in.
Well, here we are. He pulled it off. Over 2,500 pieces. You just saw Noah complete the Atari, much to my surprise. But Noah, how was it, man?
It was great. It took a little over 10 hours, which is easily the longest build I've ever done. Felt like forever. Basically what it did was broke it up into 5 or 6 parts and just went after it.
Well, great job. Any of the parts of the build that you liked in particular?
Yeah, I like this joystick just because it's a Lego joystick, but it acts like a real joystick. Also, I like this because it's basically like you don't know what's coming and then it comes and it's a person playing an Atari in an Atari. So it's like, whoa.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool as well. I also know you did some research on the Atari. What'd you learn?
I learned that Atari was started in 1972 for only $250. And even back in 1972, $250 was such little money to start a company with.
I would totally agree with that. Had you ever seen an Atari before this build?
Nope.
So they sold 30 million copies of this console and was really one of the first video game systems that was mass produced. So what you know as Xbox and PlayStation today, this kind of started it all. It was even back before Nintendo. So right up there is the original Nintendo that was released in the 80s. This was kind of a precursor to that, which is absolutely wild. What else did you learn?
I also learned that Atari made the game Pong. And Pong was one of the most played video games ever, which I think is crazy. Just because there's so many video games out there.
Have you ever played Pong?
Yes, I played Pong once. I know I played Pong because it said Pong on it. And basically what I think Pong is table tennis as a video game from the 1930s.
Well, I think it was technically the 1970s, but I could understand why you think it might have been the 30s. So extremely innovative company Atari was. And what many people may not know is Atari actually was also heavily involved in producing computers in the very early days. So the Atari 400 and the Atari 800 were released in the late 1970s around the time of the Apple IIe, for those of you that remember that gem. So really, really innovative company, which might come as a surprise until you learn more about who worked at Atari over the years. So Bill Gates worked at Atari. He obviously went on to start Microsoft, which was a huge play in the tech company over the last several decades, and then Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, who went on to create the Apple empire, also worked at Atari before they created Apple. They hired Steve Jobs in 1974 for $5 an hour. I just thought it was wild that both of those guys worked at Atari, but explains why they were such an innovative company back in the day. So Noah, anything else you want to share with us?
Yeah, one last thing. The guy that started Atari, Nolan Bushnell, also started Chuck E. Cheese, which is crazy just because I go to Chuck E. Cheese a lot, and never would have thought that Chuck E. Cheese had anything to do with Atari. So it's just mind-blowing.
Wow, that is a crazy fact. I had no idea that those two were tied together either. Well, I think that's a wrap for the Atari.
See you later. Bye.
Thanks for watching.